Hello. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Theatre&Tonic. This evening I will be joined by Jodie Steele, who has been in the likes of Heathers, Wicked, We Will, not We Will Rock You, what have I got in my head? 𝗘𝗺, and she's also recently been announced she's doing MTV Fest later this year, and she's doing the West End driving. So hopefully she'll be joining us any minute and we can get cracking. But do say hello in the comments. I hope you're all well. I'm feeling a bit crap today, if I'm honest, but as the saying goes, the show must go on, and I am here as planned, and hopefully this is the tonic that I need for this evening. If you are here and you are a fan of Jodie or the musical she's been in, it'd be interesting to hear like any questions from you guys, because that's always good. But I hope you're all well. I'm hoping just gonna keep an eye on my Instagram here in case she's left me a message. Has anyone booked tickets to see Heathers when it comes back? I haven't yet. Oh, she is coming. She's left me a message saying she is just finishing a lesson and she'll be here any moment. And I was like, that's fine, don't panic. I'm just chilling. So yeah, I absolutely look white today. I can actually say that I look pretty tired. But yes, as soon as we got Jodie here, we'll all get started. But she said she is on her way. She's just running a bit late, but we can forgive her. That's absolutely fine. Kelly's bought them all. You're probably right there, Claire. Our friend Kelly's a huge fan of Heathers, and we're a bit concerned that she has probably bought them all. So sorry, guys. Thank you, Shah. Yeah, I'm really excited to chat to Jodie. I'm quite a late fan to Heathers. I never really saw it last time, but I kind of picked up on the hype a bit late, which is really bad, I know. So I'm excited to chat to her, and it's just the tonic I need today. So come and relax. I'm trying to fill some time. I got some new chairs today. That's quite exciting. So I feel a bit more posh today. But yeah, has anyone got any plans this weekend? Because now we're on Friday tomorrow. I can let you know who I'm talking to tomorrow, because that's quite interesting. So I've got another Theatre&Tonic tomorrow night. Usual time, I think. Let me just check. Let me check my own publicity. I'm going to get this right. Let me check, because I don't want to. So Jenna Boyd is joining me tomorrow. From 𝗘𝗺, which I'm absolutely ecstatic about to talk about. So I'm with her tomorrow night at usual time, 6:30. So I'm so excited to chat to her. Talking of the devil, Claire, Kelly is here. Kelly, Jodie's on her way, don't you worry, honey. If you have any questions for Jodie, please leave them in the comments below. It'd be good to hear your feedback too. Is anyone watching anything this week? And I'm watching the Law Acts on Saturday, and I'm watching the cruise play tonight, possibly maybe tomorrow. I'm ready to join the live. Kelly, if you came on, I think you'd be telling Jodie all sorts about Heathers. But I really hope that you'll come back tomorrow night for Jenna as well, because I think with the news of 𝗘𝗺 this week, it's going to be a really good time to chat to Jenna. So. Oh, so Kelly's ready to join the live. Cool. So Kelly, you can join near the end if you want. No, I'm really joking. I never saw 𝗘𝗺 either. I'm so bad, aren't I? But it is on my list to watch when everything goes back to normal. I've booked some tickets recently, and I've got a couple of dates to London, so I'm hoping to try and make like a 2-show day. So it'd be good to see something like 𝗘𝗺. And Jodie has just arrived, so I'll just wait for her to request to join, and then we'll get cracking. Here she is. Now that would help, wouldn't it?
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I was like, where's she gone? I was like, listening.
I literally was having a breakthrough with one of my singing students, And I was like, oh, I know. So I got her to do this amazing note and it worked. And then I was like, I can't really have to go now. I'm meant to be on an Instagram live. I've got to go. But I love it when I have those moments with students. So I was like, anyway, forgive me. I'm so sorry. I've been sat here on Zoom one-to-ones for what feels like hours. But hello!
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. The dog is here.
Yay, always good.
He's like, he knows when I'm doing something. His tail goes there. He's like, ooh, it's on. How are you? Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it because I guess you're really busy at the moment.
Yes, oddly. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But yes.
Yeah.
Which I'm very grateful for. But it's all been a bit crazy recently. Some big old crazy decisions have been made recently with me and my agent, and it's just really scary. And I'm taking a plunge into the unknown. I'm not going to be that stagey girl. But yeah, so it's all a bit up in the air at the moment. And oh my God, Liam's on this. Liam, he's not home. He's out with his mates.
Who do you prefer? Well,
I prefer him. No, I'm joking, of course. I love them both the same. So it's just been crazy times, right? Crazy times.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? So thank you so much for your time today, Jodie. I really appreciate it. And I think, like you say, like at the moment for you, I guess, you've got quite a lot going on considering the times that we're living in. So can you begin by introducing yourself and kind of giving a rundown of what you're up to at the moment?
Yeah. Hello. I'm Jodie, and I am an actress, predominantly probably known for, although I'm not really known, like I'm a nobody, for musicals. Anyone else wants to be Jodie's number one? Liam, go away. I have recently actually not been acting as much. I have actually done quite a few bits. I've been working on a few new musical demos, which has been amazing. I've got a new musical workshop tomorrow, really exciting. The drive-in is on Saturday. What the hell? I should probably sing through that stuff tonight. I will do that after this Instagram live. And I've also been doing all sorts of other things during this pandemic. I took my level 2 and 3 PT qualifications, so I'm just now moving on to the nutrition extra bit that I can do so that I can start helping people with their fitness and health journeys, and trained up to be a carer. Got my care certificate. I've been working with people with learning disabilities, predominantly autism and Down syndrome. What else have I been doing? Running my school, JSA, Jodie Steele Associates, online, which has been a scary thing for all schools, all performing arts schools and all schools and everybody really. But I've kept busy, and I'm very grateful to have done. I know that a lot of people have really struggled through this lockdown, and I'm quite an anxious person. I overthink everything, but for some strange reason, I think where I've kept busy, I haven't for myself felt anxious. I felt anxious for the world and worried about others, but I've kind of just been like in my own little busy world. So that's me.
That's you in a nutshell. So obviously with all of this going on, how do you balance everything? Because you've got quite a lot of stuff, like commitments outside, like you say, you've got like your JSA, and then you've got like your personal training. Like, how do you balance that with your career?
Well, I'm yet to discover this because I've developed all this stuff during this lockdown, and now I'm like, oh my gosh. But I think it's just a case of making smart decisions and using my time wisely. Quite often, at the end of the day, when everybody gets to sit in front of the TV, I'm not so much. I'll be at the laptop. Like, probably everyone's seen my Instagrams where I'm still at the laptop working, and Liam and Buster are like on the sofa, and I'm like, like looking at them in awe, like. Yeah, it's honestly time management and just knowing my limit as well. I've got really good recently at actually saying no for once. My agent's constantly telling me, like, we need you to start being brave enough to say no. Buster's trying to open my Amazon parcel. No. I don't even know what it is. It's probably something really boring. it is tricky. I can't lie. It's something that you're not trained to do at drama school or anything, you know, like time management and managing yourself as a business and making smart decisions and stuff. It's a really scary thing. I think it's the scariest thing about the business. So yeah, I have a diary that I literally can't, like, whose diary looks like this in a pandemic? Like, what?
That's mad.
It's just every week, like, oh.
So I guess then, because of the pandemic, have you kind of felt like, because of what's happened, like an almost pressure to do stuff to keep you ticking?
No, actually, I felt that the world was saying, it's okay, everyone, you can just chill. I didn't feel a pressure. I felt that there was probably some social media pressure of, look what I'm doing, and I hope for God that I haven't come across that way. I hope that it comes across in a motivational way for others. But you know, I'm always that person that's like, if that's not for you, if that kind of life isn't for you, then that is great. You're probably a far more relaxed human being than me. And I will be the first to go out of us both, you know, from stress. So, you know, so I think, you know, actually, I didn't feel any pressure to be, to keep motivated or to keep productive at all. I think I just, for me, that was the best way to keep my mind busy. I would have overthought myself into a grave if I had not, like, kept busy. I would have just... Yeah.
You're probably like me, you almost have to do loads, because that time that you have, that space, is where you go, oh, actually, I'm going to overthink that.
Yeah.
And kind of thing. So what do you think then has been fundamental for you in your career so far?
Oh,
big question. Sorry.
I think the big three, probably, I like to call them 𝗘𝗺𝗶𝗹, Heather Chandler, and 𝗘𝗺, I think, are the big three that have been the most pivotal moments in my career. And there's been lots of things between those ones, but they probably helped to elevate me. And I still, like, pinch myself, like, as if I was ever part of 𝗘𝗺, and as if I was ever part of Heather's, and as if I was ever 𝗘𝗺𝗶𝗹, and what, like, it still blows my mind. And I've still got so much work to do, and so much to achieve, and so much stuff to get better at. And yeah, so, like, you know, no time like the present, chug on as you do. Still trying to learn Spanish every day, still trying to learn the piano. Been trying that for 9 years, it's not worked yet. But you know, there's only so many hours we have in a day. I always think if Beyonce can do what she's done, I can at least stay up an extra hour and crack on with what I got to do. But yeah, so yeah, I think those are the big, probably three pivotal moments.
So obviously as well, like, you were in the UK tour 𝗘𝗺 before the pandemic, which is obviously really sad to think about now, because it's kind of like no one knows what's going on yet. So what was it like touring of, like, such a new musical that's, like, been buzzed about so much?
Yeah, it was epic, and to have been part of that family was just incredible. And it's something that I will always carry with me, to know that I was lucky enough to be part of that show, and to have been to be in that 𝗘𝗺 family moving forward. It's just vast now. It's like a machine taking over the world, like, genuinely, on ships and on Broadway, Australia, you know, it's everywhere. And it will keep growing, and the team behind it is so passionate and so resilient to whatever comes its way. It just keeps growing, and it's constantly adapting. It has adapted so much since the beginning. It adapted so much from when I started to when I finished. And yeah, it's just it's amazing. And also Catherine Howard is, like, just the dream, because to tell her story, I think well, it's a big responsibility, because it means so much to so many females and males in the world who have been abused in such a way. And yeah, so I think it was a gift to tell her story, for sure.
Yeah. So what was the best part about playing her, and 𝗘𝗺 show as a whole? What is the best part of it that you think you've taken away from it?
The best part about her is the fact that you turn the show on its head, and you start the all you want to do, and everyone's like, oh yeah, here comes the sexy pink one, And then by verse 3, they're like, what? And I think that was just, it's such a seesaw. And I did feel nightly whether I nailed it, whether I didn't, whether I was somewhere in between. And it really was like, I was never really in between. It was like it was one way or the other. And Lucy Moss was the most incredible mentor, and the resident directors, Grace and Franny, and Jamie, my God, the director, just the most insane mentors to like keep me on track and constantly remind me, like, don't go too far on verse week, bring it back. Don't give it away too easy. Show a glint in your eye. Give it a little bit in your body, and show that there's something shifted. There's something not right. So that was the best part, just that having that to toy with as an actress nightly. There was another question, wasn't there? What was it? There was 2.
Just about this show as a whole, and what do you think makes it kind of like different to maybe stuff that's already out there?
I mean, so much. It's 75 minutes long. It's like a concert mixed with a musical. There are microphones in your hand. You're constantly breaking the fourth wall. You have a relationship with the audience, whereas more often than not, it's like the audience are watching through the window that you haven't opened, but you're showing them your world. You're inviting them in. It is a concert. It is a concert musical, and it's so exposing for the 6 girls on the stage in such an iconic way. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's crazy. It's just very unique. It's like once you push the ball, it just keeps rolling. Like, that's it. From the very beginning of the show, it's like that ball's just gonna roll now until you get to the end. Yeah, it's a very unique creation for sure.
And obviously recently it's been announced that Heathers is coming back. How do you feel about Heathers coming back?
Yeah, very excited.
That's it. That's all we need to know. That's it. I won't even press anymore. That's it. Just excited. We can't talk. We don't know what's going on in the West End, so I ain't gonna like push you for it. So, when it comes to then say like the creative process of a show, what is your favourite element of that?
Ooh. I think it's definitely. I try to put in a fair amount of work into characterization and development of that character before I step into the rehearsal room. But my favorite part is definitely seeing, because you've been reading all these other characters and imagining them, and then seeing them come to life around you, with you, and see how you then, or I don't know why I'm talking about myself like that, see then how my character develops or changes or shifts because of the way that others are playing their characters towards me, and just that whole process of how you kind of like blend together and finding those relationships on stage. Yeah, that's amazing. Like, especially when like those moments in rehearsal rooms where you know you're fumbling around trying to figure the scene out, and then you'll run it when you finally got it, and it's like, oh, that's what it's going to be every night. Like, that's it, that's the one. And when the director's like, yeah. So it takes a while. It's not like you stand up on your feet and do the scenes or song and it's like, yeah, great. It's a process. Yeah, when you then nail those moments and the director's like, yes, you're like, oh, I did a good job.
Yeah. So obviously you have many strings to your bow, and one of them is Jodie Steele Associates, which is in my hometown of Leicester. Yay! It's nice to see.
Oh my gosh, it's everywhere now though. It's in Manchester, it's in Wales.
Yeah, but it started in Leicester, come on.
Yes, it was home bred in Leicester, it was, for sure.
Yay! So what encouraged you to do it? Because obviously there's a lot of things out there, isn't there? So what was it that spurred you on to do it?
I think, well, during Rock of Ages, it was a dream contract. I was playing Sherry, and that was another dream come true, like bucket list tick. And I had 2 days off, so it was a Tuesday to Saturday contract. We had like 6 Mondays, but it was a 7-show contract, 7-show week, 7-show week yes, 7-show week contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought, well, I've got 2 days off. So on one of my days off, instead of having a day off, I kind of traveled around the country teaching here, there, and everywhere, workshops of shows that I'd been in, or acting workshops, acting song workshops. And I love it. And I almost, like, dare I say it, but I almost get the same like butterfly feeling when I perform as when I teach workshops with kids that respond so well and get so much out of it. And so I was approached by Carl Strickland, who is now my business partner, and he kind of had the idea in his head, Buster, what are you doing? He said, look, I've been looking for the right person to do this for so long. I have a business plan in my head, because business is scary, you know. And I was like, at first I was like, no. I do not have the time for that.
None for me, not for me.
Yeah, and then in the end, I thought, actually, yeah, why not? And I took the risk, and it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. It's constantly in the back of my mind. If I haven't spoken to the team for a couple of days, I'm like, hi guys, just checking in. Everything running okay? Can I do anything? Do I need to, like, you know, sort something out? It's a lot. And you know, if there is, it's very odd, I think, and empowering as a young woman to oversee people that are running, or help to run. It's not just me that runs it. Like, there's a team and they're amazing, but they do, you know, they come to me for the decision making. That's mad. That still blows my mind. Blows my mind.
So obviously it must be really great then to inspire like a generation of performers in that way, because obviously you come from like a professional point of view, and you're obviously still very much involved in the industry, whereas a lot of people are not. So is there anything that you've learned already from doing it that you've kind of engraved into your own practice moving forward?
Oh gosh, yeah. That, you know, one thing I always want to pass over is that never worry about being the most talented person in the room, because let me tell you, I will never and have never been the most talented person in the room. Like, there's always someone to learn from, but it's the person that you are and the work ethic that you have and what you put in and your relationships with people and being a good person. Your reputation is very much in the room before you are, so you constantly want to be doing a good job, and obviously not being a walkover to the point where you're like, yeah, just take from me, that's fine. There comes a point you have to be like, no, actually. But that's the one thing I want to pass over. It's really what you put in, you get out. Don't worry if you didn't come out the womb with a full box split and a top A belt. Like, you know, as long as you're putting in the work and your heart is in the right place and you're prepared to take the knocks, you're going to be fine.
Yes, I spoke to 𝗘𝗺 the other day, and he said very similar. Love him.
Oh my God, my love for that man. We recently were working on not recently, actually, probably last year now. Was it last year? Everything's blurred into one. I got to work on a project with him that hasn't come to light yet, but it will. And there were tears. Anyway, I can't really go into it because it's giving too much information. But I was like, as if you're crying at me singing, I'm just crying that you're just here in this room with me. He's a god.
He's amazing, isn't he? Yeah, we went to the same dance school, so we've known each other for years. So like, my mum used to dance with him, and then I'm like, how are you?
And he's the nicest man. Like,
yes.
What the hell? I just have so much respect for him. I can't even put into words. So
yeah, he's so humble, isn't he?
Oh, he's amazing. I'm just praying that one day I get to do a show with him. But like, quite often he does, you know, the tappy ones, and I can tap, but it's not, you know, one thing that people learn, you have your things that you're good at and you have your things that you're not quite so good at. Can't see myself tapping out in 42nd Street anytime soon, but never say never, you know?
No.
Never know.
No, exactly. I'm going to hand it to him now. I'm like, oh, Jodie says she'd love to do 42nd Street.
Yeah.
So.
But could you audition me just on my own so nobody else witnesses it?
Yeah. He is very tappy though. He is very tappy, to be fair. Like, when I saw Mary Poppins for the first time, as soon as I saw Step in Time, I was like, that's 𝗘𝗺. That's him to an absolute T. I was like, that's him. That's his work.
I think one of his most inspiring creations has got to be the way he choreographed 𝗘𝗺. Why did I say the full word? You know, the fact that he used sign language and enhanced that is just like, just amazing. He's just amazing.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He is cool. So obviously, with lockdown comes stream performances. Have you enjoyed doing them? Because you've done loads.
I know. Do you know what? Everyone keeps saying that, and I'm like, have I? The only one I think is, oh no, maybe I have done quite a few.
Have you not kept a log of what you do?
No, no. 𝗘𝗺 was epic, and I that was just, I got to work with Michael Strassen, be it over Zoom, fine, massive fangirling over him and his direction and his mentoring, and just, yeah, amazing. And then Stephen Schwartz was like, I mean, as if this happened, he like emailed the producers and was like, I really like Jodie's version of Beautiful, let's release it as a single. What? Sorry. What? So that was unreal. And working on that project was amazing. I only had one song at the end, but like I felt a lot of responsibility to crack that. It's the song, isn't it, Beautiful City, that like kind of wraps it all up, and it's normally a male song, so woo. But Disenchanted, obviously that was very recent. That was awe-inspiring to be a part of, with such incredible women, the producers Sinead and Chris, and just how diverse the show was, how far forward thinking it was. We got a bit of backlash on social media because obviously the script can really test the waters, but I think people hadn't watched it before they knew how it was addressed and how we adapted it to be more positive than negative. For instance, subjects with, you know, body image and dieting and stuff like that, we actually turned it on its head to show like, this is ridiculous, Disney, like why would all these Disney princesses have a 18-inch waist with double F breasts, like who are you? And we kind of we take the mick out of that in the sense that it's just so ridiculous. So I know we got a bit of backlash, but the team behind it worked so hard, and all their hearts are in all the right places. I cannot express that enough, as were the cast. And yeah, I was just very proud to be a part of it. And who knows, maybe that it'll creep up again. That's genuinely not me giving a hint. I haven't heard anything. Yeah, but it was amazing. And Snow White was a really fun role for me to get my teeth into. Bit of a beast of a role actually, but it was really good fun. We had like a week, so that was intense, and it was all on Zoom. We kind of came together on the day to film it, and it was like, okay. But I think that's it. I feel like the only kind of 2 shows I've streamed, I know I've done a few like concerts, but actual like shows, I think it's 𝗘𝗺 and Disenchanted, unless I'm forgetting one, in which case I apologize.
Do you feel though that by doing those kind of things like the concerts and things, does it kind of give you like food for thought to do things in the future maybe that way? And
yeah, I think it's an art form. Brooklyn, I loved watching Brooklyn. Oh my god, 𝗘𝗺 literally tore my heart out. because 𝗘𝗺 Williams, obviously, as you all know, is like my sister, as is Soph. And when I went to watch her play that part in Leicester, I cried so much. I remember at the curve, you can see the cast go in the lift back up to their dressing room, and I came out and was like sobbing, Gatsby! Oh my god! Yes! Gatsby! Which was also unreal because I had workshopped that part and didn't think I was available to do it. Well, I wasn't available, and so it went ahead kind of without me, and then things turned and I was available to do it, and so they brought me back in to kind of, you know, revive my part that I had done. And again, that was a great acting role. My god, how did I forget that? And I'm hoping that project continues so badly, because I'm slightly in love with that part. And I've also done a Zelda workshop, which is a similar story. Anyway, I digress. What was I talking about? The
𝗘𝗺.
Buster Steele, do not be so barking at me. Come here. Yes, the 𝗘𝗺 literally ripped. Come here. Literally ripped my heart out, because I saw her in Leicester, but then to see their faces so close up. Oh, that's what I was saying, the lift. So I remember coming out of the theatre crying my eyes out, and 𝗘𝗺 was in the lift with all the cast, and I was just crying. I waited down there. Oh no, she came out the lift to hug me, and I literally just like cried. I was just so proud of her. So to watch her do it that close up, and Carly, who I fell in love with, who obviously sadly we have lost. Well, Six has lost from the show. I was really excited to do it there, but you know, she's anything goes is amazing, and she is a force, and like I'm obsessed with her. So to watch her play that part, I was like, are you having me on? Just the whole cast. I mean, oh, Danielle, who I did hair with, which was another magical thing that has grown from lockdown and a pandemic, and oh my god, yeah. So there's been so many stream things that I think have shown or proved that it's an art form that is and should be here to stay. Not take over or replace live performing, never, should never.
No.
But it's definitely something that if the possibility rises and it's a better concept than doing something live, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, especially I think Colour Purple is like a fantastic example of it for sure, because I mean I saw it when it was in Leicester. I absolutely adored it, and then seeing it on screen was like a completely different experience, you know, and I was starting to see things that I'd never noticed before, and then you know, and I felt like, wow, why have we not done this before? But it certainly needs a West End transfer.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh.
It would just work, and it would slot in. I don't think, you know, it would be amazing if it could happen. I mean, I have got a chat with Nikolai in a few weeks, so I'm going to keep pestering him, like, come on.
Do that.
Colour Purple, come on.
He's another one that I am obsessed with him. I'm obsessed with everything that he touches. Yeah, great. Do that.
You can imagine now, I'm just going to sit there going, right, so anyway, how's Colour Purple coming? Are we doing a West End? Are we...
Is it going to happen? Are we going to know?
Yeah, come on.
No, fingers crossed. I'm sure it will.
Yeah, I mean, how does it work for you guys then? I guess with like streams, have you found it quite intense to work that quickly and turn things around?
Oh yeah, my phone's going mad now. All right, calm down. Yes, is the answer.
I'm just checking we're not missing any questions. There was one I did spot. Was what is your top 3 musical theatre songs?
Oh my god. Okay. Heaven on Their Minds. Epic song. With You from Ghost.
Great song.
And oh my god. You are I've forgotten the words right now. But from Saigon.
Oh yeah, shit.
Someone help us out. Why can't I literally hum it all the time. It's always in my head.
I'll find it.
I think there's no greater melody than that.
Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon, the girl. There's no greater melody. It's always in my head, and it gives me shivers every time. That. Oh no, that one. That chord. Oh,
Peaceful.
Sorry, one. We going off on one.
There was another question. Favorite West End performance?
Oh, Heather's. It's a force.
Yeah, it is something. I guess what I was going to ask is, do you know when you get these roles, and obviously if there is a bit of a reputation for that role, do you ever find like a bit of pressure and a bit of like self-doubt that you're like, holy shit, like I'm basically looking to play that role? Like, how do you overcome that?
You don't. I don't. I just fly by the seat of my pants and pray that I'm doing a good job. And sometimes you don't so much. I don't think I ever truly found the Howard that I wanted, but that's fine. And you know, I have to. It's just weird. Like I I feel like I found the Chandler that I wanted to portray. Not that I want to be anything like her. No one should ever want to be anything like her. But yeah, you do. I mean, 𝗘𝗺𝗶𝗹, that's huge shoes to fill. But you have to trust that you are you, and therefore, even though so much of it will be the same, you have to trust that your version is the right version for this moment, and just ride that way.
Absolutely. Which tour venue had the loudest crowds?
Glasgow.
Glasgow. My friend Claire asked, top 3 theatres that you've performed in. That's a very big question.
Oh my God, why can't I think? In Singapore. Oh, what's the name of it? The one with the big boat. But it's literally, hold on, wait. It's the I will tell you. Oh, bussa. Oh my God. What's that, pal? Wait. It's the no, the Marina Bay Sands Theatre.
Why do you like that one?
Oh my God, it's just ginormous, and it's in the heart of Singapore, which is one of my favorite cities in the world. Marina Bay Sands is the famous hotel that has like the big ship on the top of 3 pillars, and it's like in that, or like underneath that, and it's just unreal. So that theatre, the Dominion, I found breathtaking. Every time I'm in that theatre, I'm like, what? And to perform in that theatre, just the lookout is like, whoa. What's my other favourite theatre? I love Sheffield. I love both the Sheffield, the Crucible, and is it the Sheffield Lyceum as well? Those 2 theatres. I love the area, and I love those 2 theatres as well. So there you go. They're my top 3.
Someone's asked how is the challenge different of doing Legally at 𝗘𝗺 throwback with the open air element, and does that throw up different challenges?
Yeah, it does, and I felt it on here. It's that cold air. Although we were in the summer of 𝗘𝗺, but we obviously it's England, so we had rain, storm. I remember one night skipping in Whipped Into Shape, just like spraying myself with water on the rain. It is different. It's a vocally different challenge because you don't have the help of the ambience in the theatre. You have to trust that it's there because it is, because of the sound system. But for you feeling it, you feel like you're just singing into air, which you are. And it's, physically it's an endurance challenge as well, because you're facing different weather conditions, and you might have a huge dance number and then suddenly you're freezing backstage. So it's very different, I think, physically it is.
Yeah.
It's still the same buzz and still the same, and actually it's very magical. I think I'm desperate to work at a Regent open air, and I think that that for me is such a magical place, and I've seen so many epic shows there. So yeah, I think it's a magical experience, but it's more difficult for sure.
Yeah. And obviously you've got your driving at the weekend. How have you kind of put your set list together? How have you worked around that? Have you kind of picked your favourite songs, or have you had to have like a strict, you've got to do these kind of ones?
I've just picked the hardest, dammiest, beltiest things. So, and it's hard. Like it is nerve-wracking to sing outside. It's going to be 13 degrees, sunny, thank God. But it will be like, it's when you take that breath and it's like,
yeah.
So I'm sure that they won't be my finest performances, but as long as the audience are having fun, that is all I care about. As long as the audience are having fun and they enjoy it, that's me, done, tick.
Yeah, doing a job. Someone's asked, what tip would you give to stand out in the audition room?
Just be yourself, because if you try and stand out, you're gonna come across not yourself. So don't. Just go into the audition and concentrate and do. This is me not having a ring light, by the way. This is me with my laptop, and I just keep.
Yeah, I put my ring light on and I keep having to do this with my laptop so it doesn't go off.
I wish I had a ring light, but I don't. I've literally just got my phone on my laptop and using yeah, I'd say don't try to stand out. Just go in and do your best, and the rest will fall into place. Because if you're like, you're going to come across as a bit of a twat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, someone said, Stephen said at the weekend when I was talking to Stephen, he was like, when you come into an audition room, come in smiling, don't come with a resting bitch face. I was like, brilliant, that's just perfect.
Yeah, be a nice person, for damn sure. That's the most important thing.
Right, and let me see what else I've got. I wrote loads down. What do you think you've learned about yourself and the theatre industry in the past 12 months?
About myself, that I'm more resilient than I think I am, and that I have to trust the process of, well, I have like this long-term dream, and I know what that is, and I can see it in front of me, and I have to trust that sometimes the best thing is to not always say yes, and sometimes to take a chance and a risk on a few things. I've learned that very much. The industry is that, honestly, it is very supportive, and also sadly there's been a lot of headbutting on social media within the industry, and that's been quite sad too. I don't spend a lot of time on social media. It might look like I do, but I tend to post and go, because it makes me really anxious. And I think I don't go on Twitter barely ever, but I hear a lot of the things that are commented. So I think hopefully people have learned that, you know, you will be in the room again with these people. So be nice. So actually, I think there's been some real negative and positive lessons for the industry during this pandemic, that we are all together, but there's also a bit of resistance there. And that's because people have different opinions. And recently, we found ourselves in this weird climate where you can't really have an opinion. You either share the same opinion, or you don't. You're in for it.
Yeah.
And that's a difficult place to be, and one that we will never learn from as humans if we can't have a conversation about different opinions. So, you know, so it's been an interesting journey, I think, for the industry, everyone involved, but mainly positive, that how resilient and supportive and how much love is there, and how strong it is, and how it will always bounce back, and how important it is. Because we are viable.
We absolutely are.
So it's been a seesaw, you know. But I think that is the pandemic, so it's to be expected. Like.
Yeah, and I think, like you say, I think there has been a lot of negative, but I think that's more out of the frustration. And obviously, if a lot of people are spending so much time on social media, that's what they're kind of drawn into, is the negative, rather than, oh, let's try and turn it into a positive. Let's try and look at it a different way instead of getting into a full-blown discussion about it.
Absolutely.
Hannah has asked, what has kept you going during lockdown? Dog, of course.
For sure. And Liam, you know, my boys, and my family. My mum and dad are amazing. Like, they, you know, they're always there. I don't go to them for a lot, you know. I try to deal with stuff on my own, so they know when I'm coming to them that I need them. Yeah. So them and my pals and just keeping busy has helped. Giving myself, every morning I wake up with things that I need to achieve in that day, and that's so not for everyone, and that's cool. But it's like, I think I have this like tick list in my head every day without even realizing it's there. It's like, right, that's done. And that's kept me motivated and kept me going and given me a purpose every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there a show you'd love to do? If someone said to you, what show would you like to do? I'll let you do whatever show. What would you do?
Phantom of the Opera, playing Christine.
Ooh, Why that one? I never hear that one a lot, so why that one?
It's my dream role. I never get to sing in that area of my voice, and it's my favourite area to sing. I think people realise that from watching Disenchanted. Oh, Jodie, what? And I worked front of house at that theatre when I was younger, and I literally was like, I just pray one day I can wear that white dress, sing those songs. Yeah, so that's why. I just love it. And I think it's such an incredible part that ironically is seen as such a weak part, but actually to play it, you have to be a beast.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone has wrote a really nice message actually saying, one of the main things that have kept me going through COVID is taking part in many of Jodie's dance workshops. She gives me that purpose to keep going. Yay!
Thank you. I love that. I'm so happy. Yay!
Is there any of the roles you've done that you'd revisit in a heartbeat? Every single one.
𝗘𝗺𝗶𝗹, I'd love to. I'd also love to have a crack at Glinda. I'd love to go back to my part in Gatsby, and my God, Zelda, the workshop we did where I played Zelda. My God, I'd do that again in a heartbeat. Chandler might be funny to go back to her.
Do you think if you did go back to a certain role, so say like you went back to 𝗘𝗺𝗶𝗹, would you play her differently? Yeah. Do you feel like you've come away and gone, oh yeah, maybe I would have done that differently? And
Yeah,
like,
my God, yeah. Just more grounded. But I was young. I was 24.
Yeah.
I was 24 when I got cast in that show. It was mad, right? Who, like, normally they're in their 30s.
but yeah, they're quite, yeah, they're older, aren't they, usually?
Yeah, so I think I'd come with more grit and weight behind me. I'm not talking vocally, probably vocally, but as a human, you know.
Yeah, and because you're older, I guess you'd like you to kind of take on life experiences and things anyway, don't you? Naturally, that you just you will embed into your own naturally, wouldn't you?
Yeah, totally.
So we'll do one final question. If the West End could open with any 5 shows after the pandemic, and you had to choose them, what would you choose?
Okay, Hamilton, Dear Evan Hansen. Can it be anything?
Yeah, anything you want.
Right, Hamilton, Dear Evan Hansen, Rent.
Oh yes. Are you going to sit at Hope Mill? Sorry,
Yeah,
a bit of a
I have to. I've got to go see Mills.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I haven't even seen the cast. I know that Millie's doing it. Is Millie doing it?
I don't know. They've not announced yet, but I really hope so.
Because my babies. Okay, Dear Evan Hansen, Hamilton, Rent. Jesus Christ Superstar. I just think the score's unreal. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, just, one of my favourite shows I've ever been in, honestly. I forget that I've done that as well. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened. What's my number 5? Let's think classical here. Oh, actually, no. Next to Normal.
Yes. Good sound. Yeah. I get that one. Good shout.
God, the creation of that is just insane. I don't know how anyone. It's like a Dear Evan Hansen, isn't it? You walk out broken, but in such a good way.
I don't even remember half of Dear Evan Hansen. I was in tears during the whole of it, so I don't actually remember a lot of it because I was just sobbing. I was like, I need to like compose myself and watch what I'm seeing. But I can't. I can't stop crying. And then you've got people next to me singing.
I messaged
and I'm like,
Sam afterwards, like I messaged Tutty, like, you've broken me. You're so good.
So good. But thank you so much for your time, Jodie. I really appreciate it. It's been really lovely chatting to you. You're such a ball of energy. I love it.
Oh, thank you so much, darling. I'm so sorry that I was late.
No, do not panic.
I was like, I've got to get this. I get very passionate when I teach, so yeah.
No, it's fine. We were all just chatting about what shows we were going to see. So we filled the time. Do not panic.
Well, thank you so much for having
No,
me. Go make
you're...
some dinner now and feed the dog. Fed him.
Oh no. No,
Right,
thank you so much.
you.
Hope it goes well on Saturday. Take care.
Thank you. I'll see you soon. Bye.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.
What, like, the nicest chat with Jodie. So thank you so much for joining me. That was exactly what I needed, and I really hope that was exactly what you needed too. We are back tomorrow night as normal. I have got Jenna Boyd joining me from Come From Away. So if you would like to hear another one of these chats, then it will be at 6:30 tomorrow night. It's been so lovely to speak to some of you. It's really nice to see some new people here as well. So I shall see you tomorrow night to chat to Jenna Boyd. Whatever you've got planned tonight, have a lovely evening. Take care, and I shall see you soon. Bye.